Good morning, it is currently 10 o'clock and today we are off on holiday to Kotor Bay in Montenegro. So I've been speaking to a couple of my friends about how I could improve these vlogs, and I've decided that what I'm going to do is every time I spend a little bit of money, we'll have a ticker in that top right hand corner which will show basically how much we have spent so far on this holiday, and also in the description below I will leave URLs to all of the different activities which we are doing, so that if you want to do them you can also click on that link and it'll take you directly to their website. But we have packed and we are all ready to go. We are going for a week, so we've got one big suitcase which is 23 kg. We've got one large cabin bag and then two of the smaller cabin bags as well. We actually booked the flights in December last year, and we have booked a return to Tivat, which is the closest airport to Kotor Bay. Bristol didn't actually used to do flights to Montenegro, so we were quite lucky that when we went on to the website we just saw that they now did them, and it cost us £415.94 for the flights. However, unfortunately, when we were packing yesterday we realised we needed a little bit more room, so we had to pay for an extra bag, and that bag cost £63.48 return, so that was a bit frustrating. So overall the flights cost us £479.42, so that's not actually too bad for flights to Montenegro. So we're going to head off in just a moment to the airport tavern, which is where we are parking. We've had quite a stressful morning this morning though, because we went onto the EasyJet app to check in this morning, and it said that we were flying from Luton to Tivat as well as Bristol to Tivat, so we were really confused, and it checked us in on these aisle seats as well. So we're both next to each other but both in the aisle, unfortunately, so we're not going to get any of the cool taking off and landing footage. It looked really weird, and I'm a bit worried that what it's going to do is we're going to set off from Bristol, have to pick people up from Luton and then go to Tivat from what the app is saying. But I'm hoping that's incorrect and it's still straight from Bristol to Tivat, because we're obviously not going to want to book a flight to go from Bristol to Luton then to Tivat, because that's going to mean that we're going to be even more delayed. It's about a half an hour drive to the airport tavern, so let's get going. Arrived at the airport tavern. It is basically like a sort of car park where you just park all your cars, you pay for them to keep it, and then they take you in like a little minibus, and it's like a 3-minute drive, if that, to the airport. So it's perfect really. I don't know how much it is, so Beth's just going to go and pay for it, but I'll put the price in that top right hand corner for everyone to see. So we've just got through security, that was pretty quick, and now we have gone to the Brig and Stow bar. I've actually ordered from here, whereas Beth's ordered from Tortilla and brought it across. But I've gone for the cheesy chips and Sprite, and then Beth's gone for a tortilla bowl. So the tortilla was $9.85, and then for the Sprite Zero and the cheesy chips, which look a little bit questionable, don't look great, that was $8.79. So got all those, and then we also got some sweets as well for the plane, which was £6. I've gone for some squashes, and Beth's gone for some candied kittens. We have also found out as well that we are going to have to stop off at Luton, which is a bit of a joke, but I suppose at least we're going to be able to get there, because we're going to have to pick up some more crew, because I'm guessing there's some crew off sick or something at the Bristol airport. So it's a bit annoying, probably going to be delayed by a couple of hours, but nothing we can do about it. We've been summoned to our gate 26, we're about to board the flight now. It's meant to be a 2-hour 45, but with that stop off at Luton, I'm not sure how long it's going to take. I've got Better Call Saul downloaded as well to watch. I have watched the Breaking Bad series, so I'm hoping this will be pretty good as well, but you'll have to let me know in the comments of any other good series so I can give those a watch too. And we've arrived at the Hyatt Regency Kotor Bay Hotel, and it is absolutely stunning. The drive-in was amazing as well. I'll give you a quick tour of the room then. So this is the bathroom to begin with. As you come in on the right hand side, you've got the toilet there, Massive sink, which looks nice. There's actually some weighing scales down there too, along with a hairdryer, mirrors, lots of accessories there as well, and then the shower, which looks stunning too, with all the body wash, shampoo, conditioner. And then you've got the big long mirror for when you're getting ready on an evening. Huge TV as well. I don't actually know what size that is, but that is a massive TV. You get the fridge, a few coffees and coffee machines there. You've got obviously the little desk area, nice little chair in the corner. Massive bed as well, so it's a stunning hotel. Space for suitcases there. And then you've got the big wardrobes as well, so you can fit quite a lot in there. Hanging space for your shirts and things like that, a safe, and then you've got the dressing gowns, and I believe they're slippers as well. It's good to see that there's an ironing board in there too, because I always need an ironing board every time I go on holiday. And then finally we've got the balcony, which is just on the outside here. If I can open this door, absolutely stunning, and there's places to sit on the outside as well. I've got views of the mountain. You can actually get sea views and a hot tub as well, but we didn't decide to go for that upgrade this time because it was quite an expensive hotel. So the flight was a bit of a nightmare, to be honest. The captain that was meant to be taking us straight to Tivat was actually ill, which meant that another captain had to take over. He flew us only to Luton because we had to pick up another captain who actually had the training to land at Tivat airport. It was all a nightmare. So that made us delayed even further because we basically flew for about 30 minutes, landed back in Luton. The new captain got on. He then announced to us that there were weather issues in Tivat, so that meant that we couldn't take off too early, and we had to book a slot as well, and they said it's going to be 2 hours delay further. So we were like, oh, for goodness sake. So then after that, he came back out and said, actually, it's not going to be as bad. It's only going to be an hour 10. And then eventually it got brought back to only a 45-minute delay. But overall, it left us with a 2 hour and 10-minute delay. So it's quite late here now. It's about 8 p.m. rather than what we thought was going to be 6 p.m. So the sun is going down pretty quickly behind the mountains, but it is an absolutely stunning place. Definitely recommend visiting Montenegro, and I've not even been around the place. From Tivat airport, we then got a taxi from there, and it was 50 euros. So it is quite expensive, but I think it's sort of a monopoly really, that there's only one real taxi company, Airport Taxis. That is definitely, if I had a room 101, that would be in my room 101, Airport Taxis, because they always seem to have the priority of any other taxi, and they can charge really high prices, because I bet when we go back it won't be quite as expensive. But it's 50 euros to get to the hotel. It was about a 30-minute drive as well, so it wasn't too bad, and the hotel is looking stunning, so I'm looking forward to exploring it. So we're here in Montenegro for a week, but we're going to be staying at the Hyatt Hotel for only 5 nights. About £958 is how much it costs. We bought that back in December as well with the flights, and that comes with bed and breakfast and all the taxes and fees are included too. We are staying in the king bed room along with the views of the mountains as well, because you could either have mountain view or the sea view. And well, I don't even know what it's called, to be honest, because it's not really the sea, it's like a bay. I think it's called a fjord or something, but you could either have mountain views or the views of that. We've gone for the mountain views, and then it's also non-refundable as well, so we played a little bit of a risk there, booking at a non-refundable rate, but it's paid off as we've got a cheaper hotel altogether. We're both going to have showers now, and then we're going to go and explore the rest of the hotel, take a look around, see maybe the pool area, the bars and restaurants and things like that. A little bit peckish as well, so we need to go and get some food and maybe a drink by the waterfront as well. Might be a good idea, but yes, it should be a very good 5 days here before moving into the Old Town for the last 2 days. Dressed up and ready to go, so we're off to explore the Hyatt Kotor Bay Hotel. Managed to find the Euros on the TV as well, which I'm buzzing about, because then we can watch the rest of the matches. England are playing tomorrow as well, so hopefully we can get a dub. I've gone for the All Saints top, white shorts, and then I have got some grey Nike pumps on as well. So let's get going. So we headed off down to the Ole bar through the underpass, which you may have just seen then. Beth has gone for a Deserano and Coke, very original, and I've gone for a Nixic. I think it's Nixic or Nixico. It's a dark beer, which is actually a Montenegrin dark beer. We'll give it a try. That is a dark beer. It's kind of like a stout, that one. But Beth will show you now around the bar. It's a stunning bar. There's 4 sausage dogs sat next to us as well, which is very cute. So we've just got back from the Ole bar. On the way back, we had a look at a few things like the gym, a couple of the restaurants. There's like a lobby bar as well, which has all of the football on. There's some place called the Marketplace where you can go grab lunch and a couple of drinks and things like that. So there's a lot going on with the hotel. We also had a quick look at the pool area as well, but obviously I'll get loads of footage tomorrow when it's light and you can see everything. In terms of the price of food and drink, I got a beer, that was $4.50. I got the local, as you saw in the video just before. And then Beth got Disaronno and Coke. The Disaronno is like most European countries, you have to actually pay for it separately and then get a Coke can or something like that. So for 40ml of Disaronno, it was €6. And then for the Coke can, it was $4.50. So it's about $10.50, but then the second time you can use the other half of the Coke. So then you've got just the 6 for the second Disaronno. The food wasn't too bad either for a hotel, because I don't know whether it's just more expensive here in the hotel or whether it'll be more expensive in the old town, but the vegan burger was €20, and then the pizza that I had was €18, so it's not too bad. Beth really did enjoy her vegan burger. She said the chips weren't that great though, and my pizza, to be honest, I wasn't a massive fan of it. It was mainly the dough, to be honest. It ruined it because the dough wasn't that tasty, and then that took over the flavour of the cheese, tomato, mushrooms on top. For a large bottle of water, it was also €6, so that was fairly expensive too. But we're gonna head off to bed now, so I'm off to do my teeth, and then tomorrow morning we'll have a lot more to see because it'll actually be daytime rather than us arriving here pretty late, so we can't really see too much. Good morning, it's day 2 in Montenegro, waking up at the Hyatt Regency Kotor Bay Hotel. It's actually really nice sleep, to be fair, really comfortable beds, perfect for that. But unfortunately, we've woken up and the shower isn't working, so not a great start to the morning, along with it not being that sunny. It's a bit cloudy today. If I show you outside, you can see it's quite cloudy today, so hopefully it's still warm, but we'll have to find out. We're about to go down for breakfast now and see what that's like, so hopefully that will cheer us up this morning, and then hopefully the sun will come out a little bit later. So we've just had breakfast, come out by the pool. It is stunning views across from the pool area to the mountains around Kotor Bay. Weather's not great still though, it's still a little bit cloudy. Food was okay, we tried a few bits of Montenegrin cuisine, but we started off with the mushrooms and the Spanish tortilla, that was quite nice. Then I had a priganese, which is sort of like a ball, I'm not really sure what it is to be honest, but it's like a donut, and I didn't actually have it with any sauce, so maybe I should have, because it tasted a bit plain and a bit bland, and it was quite a stodgy sort of thing. So tomorrow I might have to try it with some syrup. Then I had a Proggio, which was like a muffin flavoured cheese sort of thing. That wasn't that great either. Wasn't a massive fan of that, very dry, and then it was also quite bland too. And then we had 2 different types of burek. So the first burek was more of like a cheese pastry. It looks a bit like a cinnamon bun, so looks nice. But again, it was a little bit bland. It tasted a lot nicer than the other 2 though, as I do like feta cheese. And then finally we tried a mushroom burek as well, which is sort of like a mushroom sausage roll, so that was quite tasty. So hopefully the weather will improve, as it's not looking great right now. If I spin you around, you can have a look. A little bit cloudy. We did actually have a few spits of rain as well, which isn't ideal, but it's a really nice warm temperature. The pool looks quite warm as well, so once the weather picks up, it looks like it's going to be pretty stunning around here. So we went in the pool for a little bit, then sunbathed. I call it sunbathing. It's not actually been that sunny today, unfortunately, but hopefully it will start to pick up. We're now going to go for a walk just down along the side of the bay, maybe see if there's a few restaurants and things that we can check out. for maybe on another night. And then we'll probably go grab an ice cream and a drink at the far side of the bay and then head our way back. So we're basically walking along what is the road in Montenegro. As you can see, there's their car coming past. There are no paths whatsoever, or no pavement whatsoever down the side, but it is stunning. Look at the views around Kotor as well. There seems to be a big mixture of sort of really nice fancy hotels, and then every so often you'll get a derelict building as well. So like there, that looks like it's not been owned for ages. Also saw some other apartments and stuff for sale as well. But every house as well seems to have its own private beach, and they're gated sort of off so that no one else can actually get into the area. So it's a pretty cool, stunning little place. So we've just arrived at the Konobo Foresti Hotel. We've ordered a beer and a cider. The beer was only £3.50 and it was for basically a full pint. And then the Summersby pear cider was €3 as well, so a lot cheaper than the hotel. We've also ordered some fries. They were €4, so again, not that bad. Although the only issue is that it's cash only and we forgot the cash. So we're gonna have to go back to the hotel, unfortunately, and go and collect some cash. But look at the view that we have got here, and in the distance you might be able to see a little island with a church, and then there's another town across the water on the other side of the bay over there. Now heading back to the Hyatt Hotel. Unfortunately, because we didn't bring any cash, we're going to have to go get some cash from the Hyatt Hotel, then get a taxi all the way back to the restaurant, and then get a taxi all the way back to the hotel. So it's going to end up costing us a little bit more, but that's our fault. But for anyone that is coming to the Montenegro, especially Kotor Bay, remember to bring cash. Don't just bring your card, because a lot of places seem to be taking cash only and no card. It is amazing though just how trustworthy they are, because they're basically banking on us going back to the hotel, getting some money out of the cash machine and returning with it, whereas in the UK people would definitely never do that. One cool thing is that all of the Airbnbs and locals' houses and things have these jetties and sort of areas where they can put out tables and chairs or sun lounges and things like that. Back in the hotel room, so we've had to go back out in a taxi, drop off the money and then come back to the hotel. So that means another €8.80 spent, so that's a bit annoying. But now we're going to head back down to the pool. The sun's slowly coming out, a few clouds are parting, but apart from that it's still not that sunny, but it is still 30 odd degrees, so it is very warm. In the room now, so we tried out the pool bar this time. It was a bit of a maze actually to get there. It's either you cross all the way across the main pool and then down some stairs, or you have to go around the hotel, which is a bit of a trek, but we got there eventually. Didn't have any drinks today, but we are going to have some tomorrow potentially. And the sky is now blue with the sun out as well, so it's quite warm when you're actually in the sun. It does feel like 30 degrees now, whereas before we were able to walk all the way in down the bay, which was quite nice. So it was quite lucky really in the end that it did go a bit cloudy whilst we were on the walk, because I wouldn't have wanted to walk in the 30-degree heat. And now we're going to both have a shower, and then I think we're going to do sort of like a bar crawl. There's 2 bars that we want to go to, and then the restaurant at the far end. It's along the bay again, so we're going to walk along the bay, drop off at a few bars, have a quick drink, and then get to the restaurant in the end. But we'll have to see a little bit later on and whether the bars are actually open, because we've gone on maps a few times and the bar that we went to today isn't actually on maps. So I don't know whether all these little independent bars have actually made it onto Google Maps yet or not. So we'll have to see when we walk down the bay later on. So we're showered and all ready to go. I've got my green shirt on today with some white shorts and then the Nike shoes again. We're just going to head down the opposite way to the way that we went earlier and see if we can see any nice bars, stop off at those, and then there's a couple of restaurants towards the end which we're going to check out, and then whichever we prefer, we're going to go and eat there. Dot one is at the Komodo Marius, where we went and bought a beer, and then Beth got a vodka and Fanta orange. They didn't have any lemonade, which was a surprise, but that came to $5.20 for the beer and then $7.50 for the Fanta with the vodka separate. If you wanted another vodka, it'd be about $4.50 on top of that. But we've got stunning views of the mountains in the background. It's very picturesque. It looks as if it's just from a film set. So very beautiful restaurant. They tend to put people as well who are actually eating over there with the set-up tables with the view, whereas the people that are just drinking sort of sit on this side with the road on the opposite side. Stop number 2 is the Beceschi Gusti restaurant, which looks a little bit more Italian themed. It's got the sort of checkered red and white tablecloths. For the eating, it's all the way over there, which I'll show you in just a second. But we've got another beer, same beer as before, so I can compare the prices. This was actually 50 cents cheaper, so it's €4.50, whereas the Summersby side is obviously going to be cheaper than the vodka in the last place. That was only €3. And then we also have a beach here to the side of us, along with the eating over there, and great views again over at the mountains. You can see it a little bit more here as well because we're not under cover too. So we've decided to go for a meal to the Mademoiselle Dine and Wine restaurant, which is just a little bit further on from the previous restaurant. I've gone for the Nixico beer. Beth's gone for another Summersby cider, but this time she's gone for the mango one because that is all they had left. The Nixico beer was $5.50, to a little bit more expensive, along with the cider, which was a little bit more expensive as well at $4. We've got great views again, but it's a little bit darker, so you won't be able to see them. For food, I've gone for the fried squid with chips and tartar sauce, and Beth has gone for a vegetarian risotto, so both that will taste very nice, hopefully. And we are back at the hotel. So my squid and chips actually came to $16.50, whilst Beth's risotto came to $15. As you may have seen, we also had a lovely apple and cinnamon dessert as well with vanilla ice cream. That came to €6, so that's pretty much the same as what you'd get in England. We're now about to head off to bed, so we've returned back to the hotel. England drew in the end to Slovenia, but Denmark drew to Serbia as well, so that keeps all of the positions the same in the Euros. But it is now 11 PM, so it's time to do my teeth, get off to bed, and I will see you in next week's vlog. So I hope you all enjoyed this one. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see some more of this sort of content. We've got lots of vlogs. Let me know in the comments as well of anything else that you do want to see in these vlogs, and I'll see you all in the next one.